The Mandalorian Season 3 Episode 2. Now, I haven't done a video like this in a little while where I kind of review a singular episode, but this episode of The Mandalorian was so bad that I need to go over some things, kind of how it relates to kind of some of the other shows, but really just a lot of like writing things that have just gone terribly wrong with the show. Now, it kind of reminds me of some other shows that they've been doing because they don't take as much time into their projects. You know, they're pumping them out non-stop. There's 2 seasons already. So, it kind of also reminds me of the Book of Boba Fett. Oh, no, not in the Book of Boba Fett. In The Mandalorian Season 2, I think, there was an episode where Boba Fett gets introduced with his armor. And that episode, I think the script originally with with Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni. I think it was Jon Favreau. The script originally was very just short. It was just an action scene basically, and I think it was Robert Rodriguez was like, "Well, I've got to try and make something out of this," and they made that episode. And the plot hole in that basically with Mando for some reason putting down the jetpack, even though at the very end Grogu gets taken away and now he can't use his jetpack to go save him. It's moments like that in the shows that are just like it's so poor. And there's common things shown in this episode as well, and it kind of links back to just their lazy writing. And as I said, it kind of makes sense because they just don't have enough time to work on it, even though they should. Why increase the content when... Anyway, let's get into the episode. Subscribe and like if you're new as well. But yeah, first thing that is... It was just stupid about the whole entire episode is when you have Mandalorian gets captured. Grogu goes back to go and find Bo-Katan, and Bo-Katan's like, right, this is it. He's back. We need to end it here and now. Like, this guy's getting on my nerves. She gets a Darksaber. Why? This is let me get into that, right? So, and then she finds out it's Grogu there and not the Mandalorian, and she's like, oh well, okay. I'll help you. I'll help find the Mandalorian. Even though she wanted to probably kill him 2 seconds ago, but she's completely fine with it now. And also that's strange is, why did she not want to just fight Mando as soon as he had the Darksaber in the other episode, or just a bit after that, when Mandalorian goes to meet her in episode 1 of season 3. Why wait? Why'd you have to wait around so long until you're going to fight him? Just get it over and done with. But she doesn't do this, and she goes to go and help the Mando for some reason. Stupid as hell. It was goofy seeing Grogu leaving the planet to go and, find Bo-Katan as well. It's just, that whole segment is goofy, lazy writing. And my next problem is that when Bo-Katan goes to go and save the Mandalorian, right? It's there's no rush, there's no tension. Okay, Mandalorian's being in the mines and whatever, and okay, he might die. There's some guy that's trapped him, whatever. And Bo-Katan's at the edge of some cliff on the planet, and she's like, "This city used to be so beautiful." It's bro, what the hell? Mando's in trouble. That's the whole reason why you're there, and you're just standing on the edge of the cliff saying, "Oh yeah, this city used to be so cool." And it's it's so stupid. And another little thing here as well is that when she says, "Oh, lead the way, Grogu," or something like that, she's the one that goes down into the mining kind of area first, and doesn't even Grogu doesn't even go first or anything. It's bro, it's almost as she knows the plot. Sorry about the flipping motorbike in the background. But it's almost like she actually knows the plot of the episode, and she knows where to go. Grogu's not ahead of her or anything. It's so dumb. It's so stupid. The last thing that's pretty key as well. Actually, there's one more thing after this as well, but let's get this out of the way. So when Bo-Katan goes to go and save the Mandalorian, he's in a situation where he's basically he's about to die. He's getting his blood drained out of him or whatever, and Bo-Katan is she just arrives at that, coincidentally just arrives at that specific moment in time, and yeah, just just shoots the little blood draining thing that this creature cyborg thing's got, and then saves the Mandalorian. It's bro, how is this so coincidental? Like, there's got to be like some time difference as well between Grogu traveling planets. I'm not sure if it is or not. I don't really know. But there's no rush beforehand. It kind of makes sense if there's a rush, and then there's some tension because it's just saves him, but there's not at all. It's and even if it's coincidental, it's so poor. And yeah, the last thing, the whole problem in this episode is that at the very end, we have the mythosaur shown. And I know a lot of people saying, the mythosaur thing, that was so cool, because it was teased out like, it wasn't even a thing. Bro, it's garbage. It's so poor. A lot of things in this episode are poor. But it's just a bit of fan service at the very end, just to make people talk about this episode for a bit longer. Because it's like, well, if we don't have this moment, then nobody's going to be talking about the whole show. So let's go add in the mythosaur. It's like, mate, like this was like, this script was made in 5 minutes. I'm not lying. I could have thought of this in 2 minutes. They probably were drinking some food, like drinking some food. I don't know, they were having some food, drinking a few like bits of coffee and whatever to keep them awake, and then made this episode in 5 minutes. That's basically what happened. That's what I theorize anyway. But there's moments like this, and then people say, this is the best show since the original like trilogy, and this is amazing, and this is peak Star Wars. Like, that's another thing, peak Star Wars. People say it all the time. Bro, what on earth are you on about? What are you on about? So the whole episode, garbage, poorly written, and as I was saying, like, it kind of links to the other shows as well. People overlook so many of the problems in these shows because there's little moments like the mythosaur. The mythosaur back. It doesn't matter about any poor writing, whether the mythosaur. It's so bad. And like, I was talking about this in my Andor review. I said something like about how the plot holes were massive and stupid decisions characters made, and then like people were like, there's not plot hole. That's not plot hole. It's like, bro, these things are so overlooked. Like, okay, for example, in Andor, we'll talk about that quickly. There's a whole thing with Mon Mothma where it's like she has to think of a way to, get out of her moving this money around and not get caught. And some guy tells her, this is implied that the guy tells her probably that, just say that, your husband's been spending money at the casino. Like when the cab driver or the taxi driver is clearly a spy. It's like, bro, she could afford that herself. The Andor getting captured and then not finding out where he is, even though they have an image of him. And then like don't ask for his real name or do any investigation for the prison. It's so stupid. That whole show is just so poorly written. And people for some reason say, no, it's the best show ever. No, hands down, best Star Wars content since Empire Strikes Back. But yeah, it's just the whole show's all over the place. And Mando episode 2 of season 3, I wanted to make a quick video on this. Well, I'm not sure how long this is, but I wanted to make a video on this to highlight the problems with the episode, because it is pretty key and pretty important. But as I said, they're not going to make good content until they, kind of slow down the pacing and actually work on content for a bit longer. The latest Bad Batch episode, The Outpost, I thought was a decent episode. And I originally, I was thinking about this. I was like, the Bad Batch shines every now and then, but it's not really shining. It just has a few good episodes here and there. They're not amazing. But to be fair, in this season 2, it's only been like 2 episodes. I like The Outpost. It was a pretty good episode, okay? And there's no Omega or Grogu or anything like that. Those characters, they're beyond like redeemable to make the shows good. You can't switch up Grogu. They're gonna make him like act all cute so they can sell toys. But I don't want to be overly negative. I just wanted to point things out that I think people overlook, and yeah, I thought it was just key to go over. But that's all for today's video. If you did enjoy, then as I said, subscribe and like, and kind of give me your thoughts, because I know the Mandalorian's kind of being all over the place with people's thoughts on the show. A lot of people think it's good, a lot of people think it's bad. It's kind of a mid-range as well. It's been kind of a mixed show really, but the majority, I would say, have said that it's been pretty good overall. But I think season 3 is going to show a lot more of its kind of truer colours, because it was playing it a little safe in season 1, which I much preferred. You know, the smaller scaled story, just bounty hunter missions and whatever. And then, you know, Grogu, he was poor in that. Grogu's been poor all the way through. And then it gets ties in with Luke and in season 2, and like Ahsoka and all that. I was getting a bit more into it with the like main storyline, and now it's just gone full main storyline. Flipping Bo-Katan's in it, Mandalore, you know, and all these other Mandalorians. Wouldn't be surprised if we saw some other big cameos. Myth saw some out. Flipping chuck everything in. Flipping bro, throw the squid thing from episode 1 in it. Just chuck it all in, mix it in a pot, cook it for 15 minutes, let it marinate before you cook it, and flipping serve it up. I don't know. That's maybe what their game plan is. But anyway, have a good one, and see you next one. Bye.